Good tidings, celestial terrestrials. Would you be so kind as to say that with me again, together? Good tidings, celestial terrestrials. Now I'd love to invite you to turn to your nearest neighbor or two. Keep in mind, no blissologists left behind. A neighbor or two, and gaze into their eyes. One or two people. Everybody can find someone. There's a gentleman behind you. And say to that person heartfully, and maybe you have two partners. Good tidings, celestial, terrestrial. Keep gazing into their eyes. And this time, please repeat after me, gazing into their eyes. You are a magnificent embodiment of divine perfection. You are a universal superstar. Thank you. Turning back toward me. Yes, you are. Thank you for gracing me and all of us with your magnificent presence. Words are mighty, magical, and prophetic. I invite you to consider the words of this written prophecy because they may just come true. Bliss consciously we shall speak with every brilliant ray of our being. When listening is deemed sacred once more, communication will return to communion, aware that each word wields the power of the universe. Able to perceive that every utterance is etched as if in fire across the sky. We will rediscover that even one thought expressed, even a single word, changes the world forever. That quote is from the esoteric teachings of Yipa Sisao, that some mystics who are informed and very observant contend is my name spelled backwards. Question: who here is a blissologist? Who looks like a blissologist? What does a blissologist look like? Look around you very, very carefully, because some of you, yet not all of you, will become certified blissologists with a diploma from Blissology University by 1 p.m. today. Now, why would one receive a university diploma, a whole certificate that can be framed on your wall from such a prestigious university in such a short time? Good question. That's because the co-founders of Blissology University believe that everyone deserves a degree of bliss. Now, the short form of Blissology University is Bliss U, so we commonly call it Bliss U. Would you like to repeat that, please? Bliss U. Thank you. Bliss U too. Of course, the initials are BU, as in be you, be yourself. Please do. So what exactly is a blissologist? A blissologist is someone who actively practices the Blissiplines. That could be anyone who practices the Blissiplines in their daily lives. What are Blissiplines, you might ask? Disciplines that lead to living a life of bliss, moment, creatively, and until it becomes habitual. However, even when it's habitual, it is bliss conscious. You, for being here at CSL, already practice the Blissiplines, don't you? Of course, in your daily life. And in addition, I learned hundreds more as an adventure anthropologist, as you know, living overseas with tribal families in remote jungles, mountains, and islands, far, far modern civilization, learning their languages and ways. Who here is an author? Anyone? Wow, about 10? I'm not surprised. Who would like to be an author? Who would like a little shortcut? To be an author, a co-author of a book that's already written, you just co-author the book by filling in the blanks. But you get all the credit of being a co-author. Well, you're in luck, because the book Bliss Conscious Communication has already been written, and you simply fill in the blanks and you become one of more than 35,000 co-authors. Who here is an authority of your own life? Who here is an author of your own life? So, who here is an author? It looks like just about everybody is. Now I'm going to address you as an author. As an author, do you drive your conversations so that you can maximize the outcome that you would prefer? Consider this. When you drive a car, you have a vision, correct, of where you will go, of your destination, before you even get in the car. True? There's a purpose, a place you're aiming for. Likewise, when we conduct our conversations, we conduct them either consciously or unconsciously. It would be dangerous to get in a car and not know where you're going and not even stay on the road. So, the question is, what is your conversational destination and how do you get there? Now, we're not talking the ego trying to get its way. We're talking about kinds of qualities of outcomes, and even during the conversation that you would love to experience, something that warms your heart. Perhaps there's a word or two that comes to mind or heart that would express that quality. Perhaps it's something like greater harmony or communion of the heart, or a new friend, or being a new friend, or deepening your friendship. Or perhaps it's more joy, or intimacy, or peace. Buddha said, better than 1,000 useless words is one word that brings peace. So does your communication foster communion? It's intended to. Did you know that communication and communion are rooted in the same word, commune, which means come-une. For us ecstatic etymologists, one together. Together become one, commune, communication. Therefore, have you considered that no matter how many words are spoken and how many words are listened to, shared, we only really experience communication when we together become one? What is the commonest gift that you give throughout the day? Smiles. Yes, smiles. And it's neck and neck, perhaps, depending on who you are, with words. Words could be, along with smiles and gazes, the most common gifts we give. With words, we color and sculpt our world. We are what we think, say, and do. So why verbally hobble when we can verbally boogaloo? While we are yet alive, let us thrive by making magic of everyday conversations. Yes? Let the alchemy begin. But before we do, because the play shop is afterward, did you know there was a recent survey? You may have heard that the 7 most commonly asked questions in the English language are topped by the question, how are you? And after that, where are you from? What do you do? What time is it? How old are you? And if you live in Prescott, when did you move here and where did you move from? Do these questions inspire you? They certainly didn't inspire me, so I began to ask, and you may have done the same. Why do I ask the questions that I ask? And it dawned on me to ask, what is a question? Question is rooted in the word quest, which means a daring adventure or an adventurous expedition. Could you imagine if we all changed our questions in our hearts into quests? Yeah, so that we are on this adventurous expedition to find out something heartfelt and meaningful about that vast mystery, cloaked as a human being in front of us. Wouldn't that be amazing? There are perhaps more than 1,000, maybe 10,000, maybe 7 billion plus ways to answer the question, how are you? You've done it. You've thought of so many ways because you've heard this question more than any other, and I hope you live a long life and hear it thousands of more times. And when you do, here is one option to play with that has 4 parts of how I love to answer, depending on the mood, the question, how are you? So I invite you to ask me all together, how are you?
How are you?
Wow! What a wonderful question! Thank you so much for asking. And the 4th part, I'm deeply delighted to be with you on this beautiful morning at CSL. What other place in the world would we ever like to be but here right now together? Now you're going to notice that there were 4 parts, and pay attention because you might just be asked, how are you, in a moment. So the first part is that we answered, how are you, is wow. Let's all say it together. Wow. Now, what does wow mean? Have you ever heard that wow is the shortest way to say I love you? And you can even say that to someone you don't know because they won't even know that that's the case. And it means I love you. What else does wow mean? I'm enthusiastic of what you said. I think what you said is amazing. I think you're amazing. I mean, it's just a great 3-letter word, isn't it? So wow is the first part of the answer. When someone asks, how are you? Then after that, you pause for a moment, a little pregnant pause. And then what? Really emphasize. What? A wonderful question. Now, if you're not into wonderful, if it's not your word, you might say great or fantastic or whatever you like. But for this simplicity, we're saying, what a wonderful question. And then the third part is thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. And the fourth part is the most compelling. But the second part, what a wonderful question. What have I done to you? I have just complimented you, but not only that, more importantly, I have bliss consciously activated your conversational kundalini. You are waking up. Because usually people ask, how are you? Fine, thanks, good, wonderful. Whoa. And the third part, thank you for asking. Suddenly, I just asked, how are you? Why is she thanking me? Because it's an important question if we ask it with our heart. And the fourth part, I said something like, I'm delighted to be here with you, right here, right now. That part is your real homework. That's the advanced part of the course that we're now in. That part, you will imagine going above even your healthiest ego and meeting right here. So instead of I'm wonderful, he's fantastic, what if he's having a bad day and I'm still feeling great? It's not going to help him or her. So instead of me thinking how great it is to live my life, instead, how about everything is so divine? Isn't it a blessing to be right here, right now together? Here we go. I'm going to ask you, how are you? And you've got 4 parts to answer, and I'm going to help you out a little bit with the first 3. Are we ready? How are you? Wow! What a wonderful question. Thank you for asking. I'm including both. Anybody have an answer that includes both of us that you'd like to share? Fantastic to be here with you too. All right, you got it. So now we're going to bliss forth to India. I'd like to invite you. Oh, I'm not there yet. I'd like to invite you to join me on a magic carpet ride to India, where I lived for many, many years, high up in the Himalayas. The magic carpet happens to be gigantic and the exact same size as this room. So if you would please fasten your carpet seatbelts, and here we go. Over the ocean, above the clouds, and landing in India. Welcome to India. Thank you. When I lived in India for many years, I lived among the Garhwali tribal people high up on the ridges in the foothills of the Himalayas. And when you meet a Garhwali, oh my goodness, there's one right over there. There is a Garhwali woman walking toward us. I have to let you know before she arrives that she will not ask us, how are you, where are you from, or what do you do? Or any of those questions, because if we answer, I'm a practitioner at CSL in Prescott, Arizona, she'll say, Kwan nahi? What are you saying? She'll have no idea. So here she comes. She instead is going to do something that goes right to the heart, bypassing all those other historical questions. Aren't they really? She is going to, and I invite you to join me, she is going to stomp her foot. Please, stomp your feet. Clap her hands.
and command with lots of strength in her Himalayan chest. Sing a song.
Sing a song. Sing a song.
Let's try it again before she arrives. Stomp your feet. Clap your hands. Sing a song. All right, now what if you're there and suddenly they don't hear no for an answer? So let's practice this if you would, please, as if you are her. Please, stomp your feet, clap your hands, and command me, sing a song. I feel good, bum, 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 bum. I knew that I would, do, 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 do. So good, 'cause I got you. All right, here we are in the Himalaya, and we are all together. So I invite you to please stand up and go and walk over to one partner. And if you can't find one because they're all taken, then you can be the third partner. But no blissologists left behind. I see some people looking solo, so go on up to the third partner or second partner. And what we're going to do before we begin, there are a few instructions to enjoy this with a partner first. Before you do, whoever sings first, also be sure you dance when you sing. Whoever is listening, make sure the listener also, let's all listen first. Also, the listener will sing or hum and dance along. And if you're the third part of the party, you get to do that with both. And then when you hear the chime, in about 15 seconds, you'll hear the chime ring. That means it's your time is up, and you'll change roles. And we'll try it again together. We'll start again the second time, stomping, clapping, and saying, sing a song. So the singing partner right now, think of a favorite song, any song, something fun. The good news is we're not in choir, we're not auditioning, and half of us are all going to sing at once. So are we ready? Do we know who in your group is going to stomp their foot first? Raise your hand a little bit. And here we go. Stomp your foot, clap your hands, and sing a song, and sing it out. The bell has rung. Wonderful. Are we ready? The other partner, stomp, clap, sing a song. Fantastic. Celestial terrestrials, budding blissologists, as you take your seat, would you be so kind as to consider how do you feel right now? Love is the ingredient, the secret ingredient. Thank you.